नमस्कार, मैं सीए मनमोहन जिंदल, सोशल ऑडिटर एंड registered valuer in security and financial assets. I have served Syndicate Bank for more than 30 years and Canara Bank for a short time. After that, I have retired from there and now practicing as a chartered accountant, social auditor, and registered. So today we shall discuss certification requirement for social auditors. Financial auditors can qualify to be social auditors after they have successfully completed a course at the National Institute of Securities Market, means NISM, and received a certificate of completion. Means चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स जो हैं, फाइनेंशियल ऑडिट्स जो हैं, यहाँ पर सीए नहीं लिखा है, फाइनेंशियल ऑडिटर्स उसी समय सोशल ऑडिटर हो जाते हैं जैसे ही वो अपना एनआईएसएम से पेपर पास करते हैं और एसआरओ में रजिस्टर होते हैं. अदर इंडिविजुअल्स जो सोशल ऑडिटर बनना चाहते हैं उनको कम से कम एक इनमें से कंडीशन पूरी करनी पड़ती है. नंबर 1, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट यदि है फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सिटी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड बाय द यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट कमीशन विद ए मिनिमम ऑफ 3 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस इन द डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर, उसको 3 साल का एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट्स को. और यदि वह ग्रेजुएट्स है किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी से और यूजीसी के द्वारा जो अप्रूव्ड है उसको 6 years का एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए इन द डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर. Or cost and management accountant or any other person with suitable accreditations with a minimum of 6 years of experience in the development. इसके अलावा उसको complete the NISM certificate course mentioned above. All social auditors will have to be empaneled under an SRO जो कि Institute of Social Auditors of India है, formed as a separate sustainability directorate under the aegis of ICI. Now, Institute of Cost and Management Accountant or Institute of Company Secretaries has also be a part of Institute of Social Auditors. So, one can enroll himself in any of the institutes. Competencies and skills required for social auditor. So, क्या competencies उसको चाहिए? Competencies are the auditor's knowledge and behaviors that lead them to be a successful individual. The individual managing the audit program should have necessary competence to manage the program, its associated risks and opportunities, and external and internal issues effectively, efficiently, and including the knowledge of number 1, audit principles, methods, processes for social audit, management of system standards, other relevant standards, and reference guidance documents. For example, social audit standard, ISO 26000 guidance on social responsibility, NGRBC, BRSR, to name it. It's a the list is illustrative only and not the exhaustive one. Number 3, information regarding the auditee and its context. Example, external internal issues, relevant interested parties, their needs and expectations, business activities, products, services, and process of the audit. तो ऑडिटी के बारे में ज्यादा से ज्यादा पता होना चाहिए. And applicable statutory and regulatory requirements and other requirements relevant to the activities of the auditee, social enterprise or CSR program. तो क्या क्या स्टैट्यूटरी गाइडलाइंस हैं, रेगुलेटरी गाइडलाइंस हैं, व्हाट इज द लॉ ऑफ द लैंड क्या है, और सीएसआर प्रोग्राम में क्या एक्टिविटीज होती हैं, सोशल एंटरप्राइज में क्या एक्टिविटीज है, इन सब का ज्ञान होना चाहिए. An appropriate knowledge of risk management, project and process management, and information communication technology may be considered. सो नॉलेज ऑफ रिस्क मैनेजमेंट भी होना चाहिए, प्रोजेक्ट प्रोसेस मैनेजमेंट भी होना चाहिए, और आईसीटी के ऊपर भी उसका प्लेयर होना चाहिए. The individuals managing the audit program should engage in appropriate continual development activities to maintain the necessary competence to manage the audit program. Skills are specific learned abilities that you need to perform a given job well. So, what are the essential knowledge? This refers to the knowledge applicable to the domain, especially the social audit standards thematic areas. तो कम से कम इनका एक essential knowledge में आ जाता है. It includes but is not restricted to understanding the national law, international conventions, standards applicable to the domain, social audit standards, etc. Competency of a thorough knowledge of the social development goals and Niti Aayog social development goal index is necessary. Understanding national and regional law is essential to contextualize the project activity at the micro and macro level. Now, auditing knowledge and the skills. Because we have to audit the accounts of the social enterprise, so auditing knowledge is must. Auditing skills is must. Compliance issue of the domain, compliance issues of specific geographies. इनका भी हमें ध्यान होना चाहिए. Stakeholder consultation method. We should know how we have to consult with the stakeholders. Social audit involves inclusion and feedback from various stakeholders. The auditor should be aware of different consultation methods like interviews, focus group discussion, SWOT analysis, etc., etc. The auditor should be able to deduce the relevance and suitability of consultant methods adopted in the impact. Now, if you have to be successful, you should be an effective communicator. The ability to communicate effectively with managers, staff, beneficiaries, and government agencies or officials is crucial. If you are not a good communicator, the chances of failure are more instead of the success. An auditor must be a good listener, and active listening is a critical to the social audit process. The ability to communicate clearly with stakeholders in the appropriate language or dialect will be an added advantage. Now, he should be proficient in the interpersonal skills. These will be enhanced with sensitivity to gender, racial, ethnic, cultural, and socio-economic issues. So, we should be impartial to the genders, racial, ethnic, cultural, or social. The auditor should be able to deal with people from different backgrounds and take cues from non-verbal communications. Now, personal and professional attributes include high code of conduct governed by law with solid ethics and integrity, honesty, trustworthiness, and the ability to remain independent from personal interests. So, we have seen already when we have come to the code of conduct for the social audits. The same is also reflected. Ability to make decisions based on verifiable and material sources and verified evidence. तो एविडेंस भी वेरीफाइएबल होने चाहिए, जो आप इंफॉर्मेशन होती है वो भी वेरीफाइएबल होनी चाहिए, और मटेरियल के सोर्सेज भी वेरीफाइएबल होने चाहिए, और उनके बेस पे डिसीजन होना चाहिए. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व एंड एनालिटिकल स्किल्स आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So these are the competencies and these are the knowledges which a social auditor should possess. Now, empanelment of social auditors with SRs. All social auditors shall be empaneled with a self-regulatory organization with Institute of Social Auditors of India. Uh, it is Institute of Social Auditors of India nowadays has been formed by the three bodies. Number A, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Institute of Post and Management Accountants of India, and the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Anybody can empanel with any of these as per his interest and geography. The empanelment process shall consider the following criteria: experience of the individual, firm, institution in assuring non-financial information with the individual, firm, institution social sector experience carrying a higher positive weight in such considerations. So जिसको सोशल सेक्टर का ज्यादा ज्ञान है, सोशल सेक्टर की तरफ ज्यादा रुझान है, सोशल सेक्टर की तरफ केयरिंग है, उसको ज्यादा वेट देना पड़ता है. Number of partners, employees meeting the criteria for being social auditor. In the case of firm or institution, disciplinary cases, sanction against the individual, firm or institution would carry a negative weight in such consideration. तो यदि किसी के को कोई डिसिप्लिनरी केसेस है, किसी पार्टनर या वो प्रोमोटर्स का कोई एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया नहीं मेंटेन हो रहा है, तो ये नेगेटिव वेट कहलाएगा. With the advent of time, more parameters will be considered for empanelment. Example, size, nature, complexity, and scale of operation of funders, projects, the possession of specific social sector expertise, example, nutrition, education, health, water, sanitation, energy, conservation, environment, and climate changes. Because अभी social स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस अभी शैशवावस्था में है, सोशल ऑडिटर हिंदुस्तान में भी शैशवावस्था में है, तो इसमें और कई चीजें चेंज होने वाली हैं और चेंज आएंगी और more parameters will be considered. Now, scope of social auditors. The social auditor managing the audit program should communicate the relevant part of the audit program, including the risk and opportunities involved, to relevant interested parties and inform them periodically of its progress using established external and internal communication channels. तो लगातार कम्युनिकेशन बना रहना चाहिए विद द स्टेक होल्डर्स, विद द इंटरेस्टेड पार्टीज, और उसका क्या प्रोग्रेस है और क्या नहीं है, उसका लगातार कम्युनिकेशन होना चाहिए. डिफाइन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, स्कोप एंड क्राइटेरिया फॉर ईच इंडिविजुअल. तो उसके ईच इंडिविजुअल ऑडिट के क्या ऑब्जेक्ट्स हैं, क्या स्कोप है, क्या क्राइटेरिया पे काम करना, वैसा वेल डिफाइंड होना चाहिए. Select audit methods. The audit method chosen for an audit depend on the defined audit objectives, scope, and criteria, as well as duration of the location. So this is the scope work for social. Now, what are the audit methods? So audit methods sometime क्योंकि ये एरिया बहुत बड़ा है, जैसे देखा गया पिछले दिनों कोरोना भी आया था, सब साधन वाधन बंद हो गए थे, तो कई बार ऑडिटर को ऑन साइट जाकर बात करनी पड़ती है. और क्योंकि आजकल कम्युनिकेशन चैनल्स इतने फास्ट हैं और रिलायबल हैं, तो रिमोट से भी काम चल जाता है. तो ऑडिट मेथड्स है, एक्सटेंट ऑफ इन्वॉल्वमेंट बिटवीन द ऑडिटर एंड द ऑडिटी क्या क्या है, और लोकेशन ऑफ द ऑडिटर ऑन साइट है या रिमोट है, कि ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन हमारा कब कब होता है. ऑन साइट में कंडक्टेड इंटरव्यूज, कंप्लीटिंग चेकलिस्ट एंड क्वेश्चनर्स विद द ऑडिटरी पार्टिसिपेशन. नंबर 2, कंडक्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यू विद ऑडिटेड पार्टिसिपेशन. जब हमें चेकलिस्ट तैयार करनी होती है, क्वेश्चनर तैयार करने होते हैं, और ऑडिटी का पार्टिसिपेशन बहुत जरूरी है, और उसके डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यू करने होते हैं, वहां भी ऑडिटिंग का पार्टिसिपेशन जरूरी है, चाहे वो सैम्पलिंग मेथड पर ही क्यों ना हो, तो वहां पर ऑन साइट ही जाना पड़ता है. रिमोट में इन इन Interactive communication means conducting interviews, observing work performed with remote guide, completing checklist and questionnaires, conducting document review with audited participation. तो रिमोट से हम इंटरेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन कर सकते हैं, इंटरव्यूज ले सकते हैं, वर्क परफॉर्म की ऑब्जर्वेशन ले सकते हैं, चेकलिस्ट को भी ऑनलाइन चेक कर सकते हैं और डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यू भी कर सकते हैं। व्हेन नो ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन होता है तो ऑनलाइन में कंडक्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यू, एग्जाम्पल रिकॉर्ड्स एंड डाटा एनालिसिस, while conducting document review, example records and data analysis. So it means हम डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यू, रिकॉर्ड्स और डाटा एनालिसिस को ऑन साइट भी कर सकते हैं, ऑफ साइट भी कर सकते हैं, रिमोट भी कर सकते हैं, जहां पर नो ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन होता है। तो इसके ऊपर भी डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं। तो कंडक्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यू, रिकॉर्ड्स एंड डाटा, ऑब्जर्विंग वर्क परफॉर्म्ड, कंडक्ट ऑन साइट विजिट, कंप्लीटिंग चेकलिस्ट और सैंपलिंग, ये जाकर के हम ऑन साइट में करते हैं या नॉन ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन। और ऑफ साइट से हम कर सकते हैं ऑब्जर्विंग वर्क परफॉर्म्ड वाया सर्वेलेंस मींस, कंसीडरिंग सोशल एंड स्टैट्यूटरी एंड रेगुलेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट्स और एनालाइज डेटा। ऑन साइट ऑडिट एक्टिविटीज आर परफॉर्म्ड एट द लोकेशन ऑफ द ऑडिटी. Remote audit activities are performed at any place other than the location of the auditee, regardless of the distance. So we should know what is the meaning of on-site and remote or off-site भी बोल सकते हैं। Interactive audit activities involve interaction between the auditee personnel and the audit team, and non-interactive activities involve no human interaction with individuals representing the auditee, but do involve interaction with equipment, फैसिलिटीज एंड डॉक्यूमेंटेशन। तो इसके ऊपर ज्यादातर एक क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, इन स्टेटमेंट्स को ध्यान से पढ़ने की जरूरत। तो स्कोप ऑफ वर्क फॉर सोशल ऑडिटर्स में जब हम पढ़ रहे थे तो इसके बीच में ये मेथड्स आए, तो इसके बाद हम स्कोप में अभी आगे भी बढ़ेंगे। तो नंबर 4 पर आता है कोऑर्डिनेट एंड शेड्यूल योर डेट्स एंड अदर एक्टिविटीज रेलेवेंट टू द ऑडिट प्रोग्राम, ensure the auditors have the necessary competence, provide necessary individual and overall resources to the auditors, ensure the conduct of audits in accordance with the audit program, managing all operational risks, opportunities and issues, that is unexpected events as they arise during the deployment of the program. Number 8, ensure relevant document information regarding the auditing activity is properly managed and maintained. Another is review the audit program in order to identify opportunities for its employment. Assessing the demonstration of social intent of the organization. Identify stakeholders and the targeted beneficiaries. Alignment of the objectives and goals with the Niti Aayog Self-Development Index, India Index, NGRBC guidance, etc. Assessment of implementation and review mechanism, example, variances between the intended and actual targets, staff capacity development, benchmarking, key impact indicators, internal and external audit. Assessment of methodology for data collection, techniques, research methods, desk reviews of existing documents. Review stakeholder response to evaluation question in the impact report. Evaluate subject matter information, whether the evidence changes are traceable to the intervention and how much would have happened irrespective of the intervention. What are the intended negative impact as a result of the intervention, and they report it. Assessment of evaluation criteria with the key impact indicators based on the subject matter information, quantitative and qualitative evaluation criteria to identify against which impact needs to be mapped. Final assessment including the audit opinion or prepare audit reporting as with the social stock exchange. Now we shall discuss social audit process. A typical social audit process from collecting information to reaching audit conclusion is as following. Number one, सबसे पहले हम क्या करेंगे? Collecting and verifying information. During the audit information relevant to the audit objectives, scope and criteria, including information relating to the interfaces between the functions, activities, and processes should be collected by means of appropriate sampling and should be verified as far as practical. So, हम collect करेंगे और verify. What are the audit evidence? The evidence can be formulated in the form of documentary, oral, physical, and analytical. So, what are the documentary evidence? This consists of varieties of documents gathered, verified, checked at the time of audit. It may include different type of reports and notes. Now, oral, yeah, this type of evidence include oral discussion, interaction, etc., with various stakeholders of an institution being audited. The auditor must note the inconsistencies effect. What are the physical? Physical evidence is where the audit aspects the asset and counts them wherever required. The evidence is collected wherever possible based on the nature of it. And the analytical, the use of analytical procedure is made to derive the required data or know the correctness of information obtained. The conclusion here are based on comparisons, calculation, and the relationship between the various pieces of information derived by the auditor. So, this is for the today. We shall discuss the information document required by the social auditor in the next video and the other relevant matters. So, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. नमस्कार.